Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to EagleCast Podcast. I'm Ron, and I'm going to hand it over to Luis. So, Luis, take it away.
I thought you were going to start with the name of the podcast today.
It's EagleCast, I did.
They already know.
It's about what you regret.
Yeah, pretty
This
much.
topic
the
is,
topic, I didn't say that.
If you knew,
I'm just trying to hurry.
then what you know now.
If you know then, what you knew now. So this is more like a going through our past. It's like the 3 meters meditation. We go to the past, we check what we did wrong, and we check our present. How that decision affect our present. And that's the whole point.
That's what we're asking you. Quit asking us.
What?
How do you feel about it?
How do I feel? I don't want to talk about it now.
This is what the podcast is about. What do you mean you don't
I'm
want to
explaining
talk
the
about
podcast. I'm explaining the
He
podcast.
said I want to talk about it. It's like,
It's really deep stuff.
Yeah, shut the off.
If you knew now, if you
If
go
you
back
knew-
in
If
time,
you knew
You
then
know
what you know now,
what you know
what would
now.
you do?
What will you do?
you.
What will I do?
What would
I haven't think
Louis?
about it. That's my truth. I haven't think about it. I have
You're the worst
done,
guest ever.
I
You
have,
wanted
I
him to
have
go
done
for-
almost every. I mean, if I want to do something, I just do it. Like most of the stuff I haven't done is because I think it's not the right thing to do. But I usually do what I want.
I think this is more about what regrets you have, like the things that you didn't do back then.
Okay, then
Is
I
there
think-
shit you didn't do in life that you think back and you're like,
I just said that.
I should have done it? Sorry, Ron.
I think that, okay, be stupid, but the only thing I regret in life is that when I started college, I didn't take it like seriously at all. So it takes me 10 years to finish college. So I should have done that like in 5 years, and it take me 10 years. It's actually the only thing I regret. I should have taken it more seriously. But then I think like if I take it seriously, I wouldn't been able to have as much fun as I had in the short life that I have
don't
lived.
regret anything?
I don't think I regret a bunch of stuff. Most of the things I regret in my life are bound to a woman. Like, oh,
I
should
agree.
have
I'm
do her.
surprised you don't have
I should
more
have
about
do
women.
her. Now I think about it like, yeah, I should have do her because she's blah blah blah. Now it's the only thing. It's the only kind of things I regret. But most of the stuff I have done, it have actually a good outcome. So I don't. What I regret, usually what I regret in life is what I don't do. That's why I tried to do, and I learned that when I was very young. Like, you can regret everything that you did, but it's impossible to how you call that? It's impossible to fix something that you didn't do. So I tried to do.
All right, I'm gonna finish you.
So
I'm gonna finish you with this question. Out of us 3, tell each of us one thing we need to do to get more out of the most of life.
I think you guys do the best you could with the tools you have. I think everybody have
I
different
own no
tools.
tools.
Yes,
That
you
is
have
true.
Tools.
I'm like 7.
You are a tool.
his
That's
tools
what she said.
suck.
We're not talking about Allen Ranges and shit. It's more like,
You
Mental
gotta
tools.
appreciate
What do we
you
need to
have.
do? Each of
why
us.
are you asking me? That's a question you have to ask
We're
yourself.
asking all
Yeah.
of them.
You
That's a
can't
question
ask
you have
somebody
to
else
ask
to
yourself.
fix yourself. You have to fix
So
your
I
own
started
self.
this podcast talking about the 3 meters. The 3 meters is like you look at your past, look at your actions, and then look how that actions make you to the present. In your present moment, you understand how that actions make you to go to this present. So what I have to do now to have a better future.
You know what you need to do now?
I know I'm doing what I think I should be doing. I'm accepting. I don't know if I should say this in the podcast, but I signed the paper to be I know I should not mention it, but I did it, even if I think I shouldn't.
We'll bleep it out.
That's
We're
good.
just gonna edit.
You think you're doing what you think is right. That's all.
I don't think it's the total right thing. I should do better. I can do better.
You
but
can
I don't want to.
you can always do better, but you're making do with what you're given.
Exactly. These are my tools. This is what I have, and I will do the best I could with them.
But
Yeah.
if you had one Just one thing when you were a young kid that you wish you knew that you know now.
One thing that you can just change.
There has to be one thing
that you already
that
know.
you wish you knew beforehand.
When I was in the monastery, these people start paying me to stay in the monastery and actually start painting sand mandalas and do all this other stuff and stay in the monastery helping. But my grandfather was sick, and my mom kind of forced me to go back to Puerto Rico. So when I think about it, I really wanted to stay there. Like, that's something I regret to not stay. But my grandfather was sick, and I'm really grateful that I was there for him when he was in a bed for 5 years, and I helped him, I cleaned him, I take care of him. So when he passed away, everybody was crying, and I was the only person like fine with it because I knew how much he suffered. So even if I regret not staying in the monastery, I kind of don't because I went through his process of death and I learned something with it. So I don't even regret that, and I think that's the only thing I will change of my life. Yes, I would have stayed in the monastery, but when I think of my grandfather, it's like I have mixed feelings.
You did the right thing.
Exactly.
You did the right thing.
Even if I feel I should have stayed, actually. It was fucking awesome. It was fucking heaven. But then when my grandfather died, everybody was crying, and I was just fine because I knew how bad it was for him. I knew he wants to die. He told me that he wanted to die. So when he died, I was cool with it because that's what he actually wanted. So I was part of this last moment.
Dude.
Why you hate me?
Because I can't follow that.
You can't follow that?
His story doesn't compete.
Yeah, it's a good one. But like I say, it's
good shit, dude.
You laid it thick,
shit.
dude. It was.
I'm gonna lay it thick, but
that's a good story.
It's not gonna top you. I'm just gonna speak how I feel like every podcast. Keep going.
Go ahead. No, I think I'm done.
Dude. So what's the question, Ron?
Is the state of wrestling? No, kidding.
Wrestling is awesome.
Okay, it was fine last week, so it's doing better.
Shut up.
Our topic is: if you knew then what you know now, what would you do with that information?
80% of my life would be different.
80%.
Is that fact or just something?
It's hard to call it a fact. I think it would be true.
I mean, 80% is a lot.
Before we go forward, the EgoCast sponsors us. The videos are great. Check them out. And back to our podcast. The question was, if I knew now, if I knew then what I knew now, I wouldn't have fell in love at 17. I'm going to just summarize them and elaborate on a few.
Is that 17 or was there
I was
priors?
a freshman in high school, and I'm 27, and I think I peaked 10 years ago, and I lived my life that way. I fell in love when I was 17. She broke my heart, and I just stopped after that because I figured it's a smart thing. Because I know a ton of people that have pursued it after, and it's the same thing. I'm going to go back to that one, okay? Other shit that I regret. Go ahead.
That would not be the same girl you broke up with at Kmart.
Nope.
No.
Completely different.
Lucas knows all these stories already.
I've been
I know a lot of
for
stories.
like 10 years, bro. All right. There's other shit. Like, I'm a pretty athletic dude. You can't tell by when you look at me, but I had offers for baseball when I was in high school. Scholarships, I turned them down. Because Middletown had no people drafted. I wish I could see what I could have been. Like, was I just like, I could play high school, but after that, you suck. Especially baseball, because I played it for 12 years. I regret that. My aunt died 3 days for my birthday last year of cancer. And her birthday is the 23rd. Mine's the 22nd. So we always celebrated it together when she was alive. And she died last year. So that was... I would spend more time with her if I could, because I should have definitely did that. It's very sad. I have nothing good to say because people regret a lot of stuff. You shouldn't judge them by the fact they regret it. You should judge them by the fact that they are woman enough to admit they regret it and try to be better for it. That's how I feel. I feel I have a lot of regrets, but I want to be better. Like I told Lucas earlier, I want to do shit this year that I haven't done. I want to go to a concert, never been. I want to go to a haunted trail, never been. I want to fucking be able to party at Luis's house and I have to worry about my parents texting me. I haven't experienced that yet because you ain't had a party since I moved out.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I won't change is I bought a house and it has completely changed my whole. It's how one thing, like Lucas always says, there's one thing in your life that can, one tiny thing can alter your whole line of thinking. I think I've talked enough. You're welcome. Ron, if you knew then what you know now, you would.
Well, I think that like I've lived with a lot of regret about things that I've done too, about like opportunities probably not taken, things that you wanted to do that you didn't. And I think that like if I knew just like whatever, if I've always thought if I could time travel, because I think everybody thinks about if they could go back and fix themselves. I'm like saying like if I could go back, I would go back like about like 90 and tell my younger self to get everything they could together and like fucking bet on the Reds sweeping the series and setting myself up with a sweet bunch of money that I could just go do all the shit that you can't do because like you don't have the money to do it. Like, I mean, now we're doing this, but I mean, things like that, like what you could own, what you could build, what kind of mark or legacy you could leave with that kind of money. Like
now, at the same time, would your younger self listen and pay attention to?
Oh no,
your older.
I'd be
self?
like, look, I've been thinking about, you could tell him whatever. You'd be like, I'll kill myself, or I'll kill you, then kill myself.
That's
you're like, I mean, like you show up, you're like, hey, I'm you, asshole, and then he's like, I don't know.
Like, you always think what you would tell yourself, but would
I'd be like, get off your ass.
That person listen to what?
If you knew
then what I know now.
You know now. What is one thing that you don't disagree with that you wish you knew now?
That I don't disagree
with?
You just rip that one apart.
How?
You're like, well, it's fucked up and we fix it. And you guys are talking about some shit.
I'm confused.
Well, like, that's Lucas though. I don't know. I feel oddly satisfied with everything. I mean, like, everybody's like, if I could go back and really change things, I don't think I would. If I did, I'd have to make sure that I kept a lot of things. I'd have to keep, I mean, for one thing, my son, I wouldn't be like, well, he's gone now. That shit that can't happen. The people I know, I would probably try to work harder at stopping my dad from, like, and make him take care of himself instead of letting himself fall apart like he did. I mean, there's all those things that you really think about. If there was any way you could change it, you would.
Out of us four, who do you think has the worst time?
The worst time.
One of us. Why?
Is that in general or is that in a work setting?
All of it.
You mean like does not enjoy life?
Yeah, legit.
Completely unhappy. I
honestly don't think any of us are. Everybody acts like it, but like whatever you find that.
I feel like we're probably all on the same page. Like some of us have it, like we're better off in some settings.
Yeah, definitely.
But it all evens out. And that's probably where we all get along.
I think so. I think he's kind of right there. But like, I mean, like,
and we kind of accept.
Yeah,
I agree. The question is, Lucas.
Oh, I have a question.
If you knew then what you know now, you would
value everything I have around me.
Oh, that's right.
Elaborate.
It's one thing you take for granted every single day. You think something could always be better. But 5 years from now, you always look back, and that will be the best day of your life.
Yeah.
So you need to value every single day you have, because every day after that might be the worst.
Is it possible to value that and not believe in love?
No.
So we don't need to talk about believing in love right now.
I disagree with everything you said.
Why?
Love don't exist.
Well, that's fine, but it doesn't matter if you don't have love or you don't believe it, because I don't believe in it either. I don't think it's a real thing at all.
See, love is a complicated question.
Types.
Sorry.
There's different types.
But like this is what you have. You have this table. You have us here. You have all these things that do.
It's what you think
do
love
value.
is.
Exactly.
I agree.
If you think about what you have
what
around
would you change about your past?
What would I change?
Did you do something when you were younger that you're like, man, I could have been a badass at that, but I quit too early?
No, it's probably exactly what I said. I need to value what I have around me. Because
I would
every
agree,
day,
but I can't criticize because I'm the same way.
it.
So your past is part of the things that you value, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you have
That's
used the
fair.
tools that you were given, like Lewis was saying.
We're constantly
to
looking back, the good old days.
Oh, I remember the it was.
Well, you don't realize they're the good old days until
Later on.
Yeah.
So you always, but like, I understand what you're saying, but.
So, 5 years from now, this will be the good old day.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not good enough. Not right now.
It's like a constant fight.
It's a
Well,
constant
that's anyway. I mean, like,
no,
you were
like-
stronger then too. Like you'll by that time you'll be a little bit more worn down, a little bit weaker, a little bit more beaten down. You can fight it all.
The only way people don't listen to us is if they don't just listen to us.
Why?
This is legit how people feel stuff, but people don't talk about it. All right, so a couple questions for Ron, if that's okay. As a person, I kind of lean on your advice a little bit. Like I said in previous, my dad is a badass dad, so I can't say you replace him.
He is pretty cool.
But you're like my dad outside of work. I'm like, hey, Ron, should I do this? And you're like, blunt. Is there one situation that you would just flip? So the whole question is.
Flip as in what?
That I would flip,
You change it and it never happened.
but that would mean the thing is like
well-
anytime you try to change anything, then you don't get set on the course that you need to get set on.
With the repercussions.
Like you have that heartache and that love that you wish you never did, but like if you undid it, then it wouldn't have shaped you. It wouldn't have like I was saying with Lucas, like he was talking about the good old days, but like the good old days make you who you are now. You have to crawl through that.
Give my little piece on the good old days.
See, if you switch it, you
No,
never know what you're gonna get.
the good old days isn't really a part of it. What I'm saying is you're shaped by your history.
Yeah.
You are who you are because of what happened to you.
Yeah, it's your
So
past
good or
shit.
bad, you need to have it there because if you got all good stuff, who would you be? You'd be some big baby that never had to strive or struggle.
All right.
And the struggle
Give me-
is what keeps you
give me
alive.
two minutes.
Make you stronger.
Yes.
I make you stronger.
How many people?
I don't understand people.
I don't either, but
Who does?
No, like, I just look at them and I'm like, I have no idea what they think, who to trust.
All right, now question. Do you think you understand us?
Like,
I would totally.
I'm going to give brief. Hey, 1 minute. All right.
Do you understand yourself? Because
No, I understand what I want to perceive to be to people in life.
perceive. No, do you understand?
who you
yourself?
are.
The
who you
person I
are.
perceive to
There's
be.
always that person you put forward, but then there's you on the inside
No,
too.
Because
I take pride in being who I feel I am.
All right. Because that ties
I do
into.
the same. I think I am the same.
I
person
think
that
I
try to
show
present.
that.
Because I don't want any fake shit at all.
Hold on. Go ahead.
That ties into you can't make someone else happy unless you know how to make yourself happy.
It's exact.
So that's like the same exact thing.
But sometimes,
Dude, bro,
Well-
you can make $20 million a year and be miserable as fuck.
Yeah.
If you're with the woman, here's why I don't think love exists. The woman that actually cares. Oh, he's a little bit fat. Yes, I take offense to that because I am a little bit chubby. Like, hot girls are like, oh, but he's a little bit chubby, but he treats me good as fuck. He's kind of cute. He has a nice whatever. I'm going to give him a shot. They're like, oh, six-pack, Ryan Gosling, fuck him. And I have to fuck the fat bitches.
Now I will tell you, Ryan Gosling is a hot piece of ass.
I just think people are so much more
but
judgmental nowadays
I
than
think
they
that you're
used to
sitting
be.
there saying this is a good old case of the pot calling kettle black because
Yeah.
if you know someone's soul, what's inside them, then their body usually.
I don't think people know what's in their own soul, let alone what.
But
if
sometimes you can see what you want once you have that connection, and you think that person feeds whatever that part of you needs fed.
From
then
what
you
I
get-
got, that is the women is all about looks. That's not the type of girl you need to be looking for. They need
You need somebody.
obviously like, oh my god, you're smoking hot. Okay, that's a benefit.
This is not about.
They need to be looking at who you are. Yeah, we're getting way off subject.
Yeah, we're way off subject.
We're way
here.
off subject.
We're out of subject.
Whose turn is it? Mine. Let me promote our big brother real quick.
yeah, go
All right,
ahead.
the Ego Cast,
The
great videos.
on YouTube.
The EOcast.
Follow them. They think we're pretty good, so we must
100,000
be pretty
views
good.
can't
dude.
be wrong.
EOcast. I'd pick my favorite video, but I'd insult them because I like all their videos. Okay, so we're gonna
480
pass
something
it to my friend Luis and the EgoCast.
on YouTube.
I want to read this before leaving to break. I wrote this before, like a few weeks after I arrived to Ohio, and this is the decision I take Like, this is the person I saw in myself to keep going in life.
When did you show up in Ohio? How long ago was that?
A year and a few months.
Really?
Yeah, like a year and 6 months, maybe.
All right, cool.
A year and 7 months, actually.
So almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years. So I wrote this in English, in Spanish, and then I translated because I wanted to show it to a friend. So this is the translation in English. I don't think it's as powerful as it should be, but I think it's good. It says, "He is meticulous and slow, but he's also very curious. He has a flame and a warmth that clothes. Clothes? That's the way you say that?
Clothes.
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 The rejected. It is still insecure and therefore does not shine with all the power of the sun. But the more he knows himself, the more brave it becomes. And I think that's me. That's maybe why I don't have regrets, and maybe the only regrets I have is that I am not that person. I don't shine as powerful as the sun, but I will. I will shine as powerful as the sun, and that's my only purpose in life.
That brings up a really good question. How do we feel about how we are in life? What would we improve?
That was great. I
Dude,
can't
that's
remember
good
the
stuff.
rest
That was
of it.
good stuff.
It
But
says,
the
the
end
more
of that was
brave,
beautiful.
All we're asking is,
the more he knows himself, the more brave it becomes.
Yeah, that's great. I love that.
what do you do now when something... I know your job, so stuff don't go your way all the time.
My job, what?
It's just
I know stuff doesn't go your way
Oh, yeah.
always.
constant
How do you
stress.
deal with constant stress?
That's all of our jobs.
I agree.
I
I completely
see.
agree.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Life is a dream. That's the most powerful gift in the universe, is understanding that this is a dream.
It's what you make of it.
Yeah, it's a
What do you make of
plastiline. It's a plastiline.
The question is, what
So
are
what's
you
the
doing
dream?
now?
what am I
that you,
doing
what
now?
are you doing now that you know already you can do better?
What I do now?
Pursuing who you're talking to,
What I
whatever.
do now? When I feel like hugging someone, I fucking hug someone.
Not me.
I hug you
No,
all the time. And when you're drunk, you're easy to hug.
not
You know-
right now.
When you're drunk,
you
you're
can
easy to
hug
hug
me after this.
Huh?
I will embrace that. We can hug.
We can hug after
We
this.
can
I think Lucas
I
loves you
will
now.
enjoy it. Maybe we see a picture in the Facebook page
Bro, so
of
You have
Lucas
to
and
enjoy
me.
what you have. You have to
Hugging.
enjoy what you have.
If I feel
I wanted to
like-
ask you guys a question.
how many
You've
times
been
I
asking
want to
a lot
hug
of
you
questions.
10,000
I
times.
won't ask. What do you do if your thought of love is broke at age 17?
Your thought of love is broke at age 17.
Is this
How
like
old am I
psychiatry
right
for
now?
Josh?
Do you guys want to talk
So-
about
so-
it?
I tell you what, the best thing you can do is
No.
listen. I will tell you because I was the same way. I told you before. I was in love at 16. The bitch, like, I'm not gonna say that because I actually love her, but like,
no, listen.
I still know her. But like, it was probably till I was like 24 if I even ever tried
Listen,
again.
dude, I was 16 years old.
I have a
I'm telling
follow-up
you-
question.
I want you to
I'm about to say shit I haven't told you yet.
No,
You want to listen
I
or
will
ask
say-
questions?
Serious
fall in
question.
love again and then get your heart broke again. It's easier to put back the second time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the main
Using
question
sparks.
and the only question that matters out of everything you just said, do you love yourself?
No. Do you want me to lie? Yes, I love myself.
No, I mean, seriously.
You want to know why?
You need to understand yourself. You need to love yourself.
I completely agree with everything you have said.
If-
I have nothing bad to say.
If you're completely confident in everything you are,
I'm
And
confident with 3 people. No offense. I just met you. It's these 3 people in this room, so we're doing a podcast together.
but yet,
What you guys think matters.
once you're
and
completely
other
confident in
people's don't.
yourself,
I will
then
never
you can
be.
work
No,
other people
I
in.
completely agree. I'm never going to be.
I don't think you can be truly always confident in yourself. I think
No.
like
Well,
it's always something where you got to keep
there's
constantly
always that
shaping
in,
yourself.
in the
Dude,
now you will
anxiety.
stop
and
growing.
trying
Let me
to
just
do.
summarize it real quick. Like, the biggest thing in my life is I'm scared as fuck to be by myself. Like, I work hard.
I think
I'm
that's
not a
everybody,
fat
though.
piece of shit,
I
but I'm
think
not
that's
fucking
everybody.
Ryan Gosling either. So I'm not, like,
Hashtag Ryan
I
Gosling.
can't live with him because
Perfect
he's ugly as
angel.
fuck. I'm not in the ugly as fuck category.
I think
okay?
that you're dooming yourself already.
Let me-
I mean,
you'll
like,
agree. Listen,
Anybody
Hashtag
that worries about that's not going to fulfill anything
doing
you really need
yourself
emotionally
already.
anyway.
My issue with myself is I never do anything that I say I'm going to do.
You're doing this. We said we
I was
do
in
this.
high school. I was going to be a football star. I had offers when I was in 7th grade. What'd I do? Am I playing football? When I was 17 years old, I dated this girl for a year. She had a kid. Hospital room, the whole 9. Not my kid. But I'm supposed to be like, love's great. I was 17 years old. So my opinion of myself is I do what I want, when I want, and I love certain people. Luis, how much do I say the word love?
Depending how much rum you have in your system.
Yeah.
I'm fireball.
Sober, how much do I say that word?
I hear it in one.
Honestly, I think the word love is exaggerated every single day.
Yes. You know what the definition...
I think the real definition of love is completely understanding somebody.
And when they're unhappy, you're unhappy. No
Yeah.
matter what they look like, say...
I already said this in another podcast.
Shut up on your other...
No.
Your fucking weird-ass headphones.
Love is when you want someone else to be happy.
Well, isn't
Yes,
that,
that's just what we said.
that's the same thing I just said, though. Isn't it?
If I
I
Get
don't
'em.
know. For real?
It's completely understanding
Punch me.
somebody.
you know, this is like
So if you understand somebody, then you know how to make them happy.
Dude, love
That would
is...
be
Yeah,
love.
but sometimes people think
I'm
some things
You're mad at me,
make them
aren't
happy, but it's actually not.
That is
you
true.
have to go over.
That is true.
You're mad at me.
Huh?
But the killer. Life is the most difficult thing you'll ever live. And I'm going to break down life. Life is about
We're going to break down life.
you and how you evolve with how your world around you changes. Like Ron's a good example. He
Persistence.
was born in like the 60s. There wasn't cars yet.
Wait,
No.
Ron was born in the 60s? I thought he was
No,
born in the
He's
30s.
46.
I thought he was like 70.
He's young as shit,
He
bro.
was
He
born
has
in
no
the
hair.
70s.
All right, listen.
He saw the
There's
first.
Facebook, Twitter.
He
People
saw the
don't
first
appreciate that.
airplane fly.
I guess what people like out of you three, no offense, I don't know you yet. None of you understand me
None of us understand you.
the way I actually feel.
I have
The
a
closest
very.
person
I think I
is him because he
I
is
think-
with me with one of the bad
Honestly,
shit.
I have a very good idea, and you could probably feel the same exact way.
I
So,
think
I do.
I can see all your masks, and I like
I
them.
don't.
We have
Listen.
a lot of them.
Listen, here's my part of
like
my
your
problem.
mask.
You know my opinion of myself?
Uh-huh.
I'm way overweight. My face is like a 5. I hate salad.
And like I said 10 years ago,
I'm funny, so I get like a 9 for that.
you need to
Okay.
have more confidence.
I have a house. There's a 10 because all the fucking ghetto
Yeah.
bitches are like, free money. But yet I'm here alone. So why should I
Confidence
try? When every time
makes
I try,
everything.
all that happens is I get cheated on, or just my absolute heart broke when I'm 17 years old.
You have to overcome that shit.
You gotta be
You have to
happy
go
with
over
yourself.
That shit. When you're 17, you don't know shit.
What?
about life.
How do you overcome it?
How
You're
you
the-
overcome it?
You're the
You
only
know how
person
you
that
overcome
matters.
it? You meet the girl that makes you forget about it.
No.
What if you
No.
don't do that?
If someone, I will say this, I don't know you. I'm sorry if you hear this. I don't know you. But if you are with someone and you fuck all his friends, you are
Wait.
a bitch.
I feel like we're getting.
And I don't
want to
be with
topic.
you. And I don't want to be with you.
So
And you should
you find a
not
girl
want to.
and
Why are
then
you
fuck
drinking
all
my
your
rum?
friends.
Me or him?
He's
All I'm
talking
saying
about
is, I just want somebody to love me for me, and if that's not good enough, then fuck you.
Do you
But
love
it-
anyone for
it-
her?
it-
Like you
Do I love
any-
myself? I will never,
No.
See,
Do
that-
you love anyone like that?
as a dating
No, not like dating. Like if you have met
Yeah.
someone
that I love,
yeah,
like I consider family.
yeah.
You, him, Nick, my friend Ben, and his girlfriend, and Nana and Carrie Ellis.
It's the people that matter to you. The
The people that matter to me is the people that I tend to listen to the most. But the issue is I've had these
Yeah.
people for like 12 days now, and I still get looked at when I go places. People look at me and they're like,
But it all comes back to
I know what you feel about yourself, but goddamn it, dude, I'm 27.
No.
I want to figure out something.
See-
If I'm going to get married or have a kid,
I can.
I need to
completely
find it out
understand
soon.
But you have to be confident in yourself.
I haven't been on a date in 9 years.
You
I
have
can't
to be.
fuck on the date. It exists.
You have to be completely confident in yourself. And if you are happy with yourself, if you can make yourself happy,
How do you make yourself happy?
that is a struggle in life. If you
How
can-
do you make yourself happy?
I fill myself with endless hobbies.
Hobbies.
You
Okay.
should know me. I can't even count how many hobbies I have. I have some. The key is to occupy your mind.
All right, let's occupy
You
my
need
mind.
to learn new things. You need to find out what you love, and you need to set yourself in
All right,
that.
You know what I love?
Wrestling.
5 things. Football,
I just add wrestling.
Football.
wrestling,
Okay.
people's misery, this
No, you don't love
podcast,
people measuring.
and when I speak on mine and it causes people misery.
You know
So misery.
what makes
I
me
can
happy?
agree. I like.
I
sorry,
only
Joe.
like putting people through
Are you
misery
happy,
because
Josh? Are you happy?
I just said I'm not happy. I want to.
You are happy.
The amount of pain you guys are like, he's over exaggerating. Oh, fuck you, dude. Whatever. Maybe I am. I don't recover from that.
You
when I
know
was
what
little
makes
kid.
me happy? You
that
know, you
is
want to
one
know what
thing.
make me really happy?
Can you say you're happy?
Do you want to know
That
what?
is one thing. It's a constant struggle to become happy.
I think I'm happy. You want to know what make me happy? What make me happy most of all?
What?
You can't let go when there's nothing to let go to.
What makes me really
'Cause
happy?
I've tried.
You know what makes me happy?
What?
I like to get.
Almost 30.
I like to go
I'm
home
running out of
to
time.
my house.
Like this,
I like to
I'm
get-
never getting anywhere.
I like to get almost naked.
What are you, 20?
That's nice.
I like to get almost naked, sit in a couch,
You're hot.
and read a book.
They're like,
For some reason, that moment, that half hour, it makes me happy. That's all I need to recharge myself to be able to give all I want to life.
So basically, the simple things.
Yeah.
You just want to go home. You want to do what you feel comfortable doing.
Yeah, I like to
And
be half naked
you-
and read a book.
You just want to feel
I
that
don't know
joy.
anybody.
Exactly, and that moment with myself thinking about something that someone write and all the thoughts that this person put on it and trying to understand that mind.
Help.
That makes me happy.
Yeah. It's just, is there, when it comes
Help
down
me
to
out
it,
of
when
it.
you think about what makes you know, yourself happy,
How
it's
long
the
are you
simple
gonna be here?
things.
It's the simple things. It's the things that you do that you don't want anybody else to bother you.
People completely overcomplicate that. Like, oh, I need this,
Just
I
give
need
me
that, I
all your
need that.
I have a lot of shit that I don't
And-
need. And it doesn't make me
I
happy.
can honestly say
I'll be
half
sober.
the stuff I have, honestly, I'm completely happy with all of
And we
it.
gotta be
Mhm.
Facebook friends and shit.
Probably,
I enjoy
you
my
know,
Switch.
Oh,
I don't
super
need it.
skinny.
probably,
That's
you know,
no problem.
70% of it is just a distraction.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I need this, it'll make me happier. I need this, I need this, I need
And it
this.
doesn't actually.
And that's just life. You're
Mhm.
constantly trying to make yourself happier.
We should.
But,
Say shit. Yeah, it's shit.
like, it sounds so simple. It's probably the hardest thing you'll ever do in life. But you need to appreciate what you have now.
What if you don't have anything you feel is worth appreciating except for one friend that's been by your side for 10 years?
Well,
No
then
offense.
then you take that one thing, you appreciate it,
What
and
if
then
they don't appreciate you back?
if they don't feel the same way, then you still believe. You need to find out what makes you happy. You need to grow from that. If it's wrestling, you get in wrestling. You live it. If it's, you know, jogging around the corner, you take that and you live with it.
Living life's the hardest thing you'll ever have to do. Ron, like I said, I kind of reach on you for advice. Lucas, when I need something that is like urgent and I
Yeah.
need a real answer, I talk to you. Luis, when I need something 6
Definitely.
days later responded to, I text you. Because you're like the
not
least,
true.
you're the most
He's
least
a-
dependable person I know in my life.
He's
I've
a-
known your sister for 2 hours, and I think I could call her to pick me up from a drunk night before you.
He's the backup. You call me, and then
I was like,
if
every
I
time
don't answer.
you're like the backup that Jennifer Lopez won't fuck.
What the fuck?
Like, you're like, I'll be there 4 hours. It's like 9:30. You're like, I'm here. We're all asleep. He's like, pussies. It's like, you're 6 hours in. Then you come in and you're like, "Cut the pussy," and it's like, we don't even know what the fuck you're saying, too.
I just enjoy. my
Actually,
time.
Luis is like, I've already been there and done that. Like, fuck you.
The next podcast will be laws in the world that have no business being laws.
So,
Yeah,
useless
stupid
laws.
Useless
the most
laws.
stupid
laws.
shit. Yeah.
Can I
All
say
right.
one, just to make a preview?
Go
about
ahead.
it?
The preview
Like,
is-
there's a law in Ohio that if you don't have more than 5 cows, you cannot wear cowboy boots.
Well,
I'm calling the cops.
And there's a lot of that. There is a lot of that.
everybody at the Rose in Miamisburg,
Should be in jail.
they're arrested.
Yeah, they should be in jail. So we're gonna keep for the next topic the stupid laws. I think it's gonna be awesome.
We're doing that. We're doing
Yeah,
that.
definitely.
Yeah, look, there is a bunch of stuff that.
If we're gonna do
There's a
our
lot.
research, we're gonna do stupidest laws
I have
topic
some.
next.
I have some already in mind.
We'll be back. Thank you for listening.
See
We're
ya.
Have a good one.